I just had the pleasure of interviewing two sci-fi authors at Joy on Paper Radio, and something happened before the radio show that I wanted to share. So I'm leaving the radio station, I hopped in the car, and I'm like, I thought about sharing the story live on the radio, but that would be me taking up quite a bit of their time. I try to let the authors get the majority of the time. I mean, sometimes I share my own little anecdotal stories or even talk about my own writing, but this story was going to take too much time. So I am just going to share it right now. I drove up from where I live about 30 minutes south of Clearwater, where the radio station is, and was going to Restoration Cafe, which is a cafe in downtown Clearwater that is kind of my go-to. I do this once a month sci-fi hour at Joy on Paper Radio on the Tampa-based Tan Talk Radio Network, and it's just become my go-to spot because it is literally 2 minutes and 30 seconds from the radio station, so that in an ideal world that I'm never going to be late to the radio show. So I get up here in plenty of time. I usually am like reviewing my notes about what I want to ask my authors, and I get to have some great coffee. I highly recommend Restoration Cafe if you are in this area. And so I do that. That's my normal routine. I make it there around, I don't actually know what time I made it there. That's kind of part of the story. I made it there in plenty of time to like sit and drink my coffee and eat a frittata and skim through the books that I'm going to be reviewing again, just to keep them fresh in my mind of the main points I want to talk about with the authors. And I'm sitting there and I glance at my watch and I'm thinking, gosh, I still have plenty of time. So I'm just enjoying relaxing, and my 6-year-old is with the babysitter, so I'm all good there, and I'm gonna let this pedestrian walk by. So I'm glancing at my watch every once in a while and taking some photos of the books of the authors that I'm going to be reviewing so that I can share on social media and just help promote these amazing authors, because I love to do that. This is all part of why I do the radio show, because I love helping authors put out promotional stuff, and it's fun to be that person that gets to cheer on fellow sci-fi authors live on the radio. Not to mention I throw it up on my Instagram and that kind of thing. Again, this is why I did not say all this live on the radio, because I knew I was gonna just ramble. So what had happened was I'm glancing at my watch and I'm just thinking, I still have like an hour before I need to leave. That doesn't seem right. I don't think I got here that early. So I pick up my phone instead of my watch. I have a lovely Garmin 645, Forerunner 645 Music, Garmin watch, smartwatch, and my phone says it is time to leave now, to go to the radio station. My watch was an hour behind because I just flew in from St. Louis yesterday, where the time change, hour behind. I was at this writers conference called Realm Makers, an amazing, wonderful writers conference. Both of the authors I interviewed were at that conference, and I got to meet them in person before we had our lovely chat today. And so my watch, here's what I hadn't done. I hadn't opened the Garmin Connect app on my phone to sync up my Garmin watch with the current time zone. Didn't even think it through. And I hadn't really been paying attention to my watch until I got to the cafe this morning and started essentially using my watch instead of my phone to tell time. And so I had an absolute near panic attack when I realized it's actually 10:45. I need to leave right now because I like to be there at least 10 minutes before the show to get set up. I set up a couple things with the producer, Big Ed, And so arriving, for example, right at 11 when the show starts would leave me no time to set up my Facebook live feed on my personal Facebook page. I set up my phone, and actually Big Ed was teaching me how to set up my phone so I could record the whole thing. And so that's a new thing. I'm actually have another angle recorded from my phone that I'm going to post up later. So by God's grace, I did not believe my watch. Like, I was believing it all morning. And then I did not believe it when I noticed I still have an hour till I need to leave. That doesn't seem right. I've been here for a while. And then my phone told me the real time. All that to say, it felt a little bit sci-fi because I got to leap ahead an hour from my house. I was under no delusion of the time when I was at home getting ready. I was on track because I was looking at my phone, but it really did give me a panic attack because I just thought, what if I had kept focusing on my watch for the time only? I could have missed my entire show and not known it. Now, Patsy, the lovely host of Joy on Paper Radio, who I'm a guest host, I just fill in for Sci-Fi Hour, and I do the Sci-Fi Book Buzzes. Patsy probably would have called me and been like, hello, Big Ed is asking where you are. It's 11:05 or whatever time she may have ended up calling me. So I would have had to rush out, get in the car with, again, no pre-set up, no ability to get my live feed going on the Facebook page, and none of the things I normally do. I mean, poor Big Ed, the producer, would have just been like, okay, I guess I'm playing some music. Who knows? I don't know what he would have done. I'm not sure what they do if that kind of thing happens. It makes me think about, what do they do in emergencies? Maybe I should ask. So I just had to share that story. It was such a God story for me, of God taking really good care of my mom brain, sometimes I can be late brain, which is why I tend to be a late person. I work really hard not to be, but it is a struggle for me. So which is one of the reasons why I arrive in plenty of time to this cafe, and I make that part of the schedule of my radio show, of the radio show. It's not my radio show, of the radio show, so that I am never causing dead air on the radio because I didn't show up on time. So I have to thank God for that he spurned something in me that said, look at your phone, like check your phone and look at the time. So yeah, that's it. That's the story. Thanks for listening. Bye. I'm going to go drive down Clearwater Beach and take a walk. It's going to be fun. Bye.